Hello. Today is going to be the beginning of a new series, which will be titled The 50 Things Every Class Player Should Know. The reason I came up with this series is by looking at games by my students and their opponents. And I realized there are certain things which people, even people rated close to 2000 USCF, do not know. And in my opinion, those are the things which they should know. So today will be lesson 1, and lesson 1 will be fried liver. One of my students was black, and he played against someone rated around 1950 USCF, and that person actually had no idea how to play the fried liver. So I am going to talk about it today. So e4, e5, knight f3 attacking the pawn, knight c6 defense, bishop c4, the Italian game, and black plays the two knights. Now white plays knight g5, simple idea, double attacking this pawn. Black's main response is d5. Black can also play bishop c5, which is the Traxler, which one of my students absolutely loves. Shout out to you, Max. And I will talk about the Traxler in a different video. But today I want to address what is going on here. Pawn d5 is the main move by black. White obviously takes. And now after takes, the main move by black is knight a5. And I will talk about knight a5 at a different point. Black also has two sidelines, which sort of transpose into one another. Pawn b5 and knight d4. But when black doesn't really know what he's doing, a lot of the time he will take back, which will allow the fried liver, which is the subject of today's lesson. So knight takes. And now d4 is also playable, of course, but the main move is knight takes f7, sacrificing the knight. And I will explain why. I will teach you how to attack from this position. Knight takes pawn. This is a fork, so black has to take back. After black takes back, we play queen f3, which forks the king and the knight. Now, the best move for black is king e6. On the lower level, I've seen people get mated immediately after king g8, where white just takes twice in checkmate. You can even checkmate with the bishop. Takes, and bishop blocks checkmate. Black can also... I've seen black play queen f6, which is not good because white takes the knight and double attacks this knight, attacks the king. And after something like bishop e6, which I've seen a lot, we just take another pawn, takes. There is still a bit of work left, of course, but white is up to 2 pawns and life is good. So the main move for black in this position is king e6. Now, you do not want to trade because you're down a piece. Also, if you ever trade queens, your attack just ends. So you have to play knight c3. You triple attack. Now black can defend in two ways, knight e7 or knight b4. Knight b4 is better. If they play knight e7, you play pawn c4. And it's not really a pawn sacrifice because if black takes, you can simply check. And the logic behind the check is you are attacking the knight. So if the king moves here, the queen is blocked and the knight falls. If the king goes anywhere else, the knight falls in a different fashion. Now, the main move is knight b4, defending this way. Now, you cannot play pawn d4 because this is a check. So you have to castle first. Black does not have time to take because this is being triple attacked. You also now have a threat to play pawn a3, kick the knight and take this knight, which is why the main move is pawn c6. After which, now you can play d4. And you're not afraid of this at all. If they take here, you just sacrifice the rook and take on e5. And taking the rook is just absolutely terrible because you will play rook d1 and you will pin the knight and you will also quadruple attack the knight, and black's position makes no sense without any development whatsoever, and then the knight sitting here. So after d4, black will try to trade queens, queen f6. Of course, again, you're down a piece, you don't trade queens, you preserve the queen, queen e2, and then you try to continue your attack. Because again, this king is not very comfortable. For example, king e7, stockfish move, you improve your knight with tempo, attack the queen, queen moves, now we attack this knight, and so on and so forth. But again, the main idea I want you to remember, I don't know why this board is sitting there. The main idea I want you to remember in this position, if they take with the knight, you will play knight f7 followed by queen f3. So this concludes our first lesson on the fried liver. Please watch it again if this was too complicated. I hope you learned something. Please like, please subscribe, and I will be back soon. Thank you.